Now listen, I am ANSLEM Douglas. Big, ball, and bad. And when I want good soca music, I have to tune into Culture Share.
Anselm, I see that put in religion in soca.
Oh yeah, well it was always there, you know.
That's what I mean. It's something from the early
Yeah,
influences.
it was always there. I mean, back in the day, it was a mixture of both religion and culture, you know, because as you know, the whole calypso thing came out of the slavery thing, and black people being a very religious or spiritual people, it was always in there. Not only in the West Indies, or not only calypso music, you could hear that influence, that spiritual influence in reggae music. You could hear it in the blues, in the jazz. You know, it's there. It's there. You know. So I just doing something that people have been doing for years. According to my mother, for donkey years.
And I see that no matter where you go, Raga Pum Pum is still haunting you.
Yeah, yeah. I think that is a song like it's my trademark. You know, wherever I go, people insist that I perform Raga Pum Pum. Even though I've had other big songs after that, it's just I don't know Raga Pum Pum. They just hooked on that, and you know the old saying, you got to give the people what they want.
But given the right chance, you would like to extend the repertoire much more, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Because I've been recording now professionally for I think about 8 years, and every year I do approximately 4 sounds. So, you know, going on stage and performing 3 sounds and always have to perform Raga Pum Pum is like, you know, you would really like to extend it. That is something I would really like to see happen in my career, you know, or with my career rather.
You also did some work in, was it California, was it? Or San Francisco?
Yeah, I opened for Bunch Americans in California, Reggae by the Bay. That was the name of the show about 2 years ago. It was really nice, nice performance.
And what kind of songs you did there?
Well, soca music, yeah. They asked me to do hardcore soca, Raga Pum Pum, of course, Mash Up the Party, of course, you know, and a few other big ones. You know.
Anselm Douglas, and in terms of the more things that you'll be doing, let's look at maybe next year, for instance. We know that the CD is a thing these days.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you look on a CD, you see 15, 16, 17, 18 tunes.
Yeah.
Reminds you of the old-time LPs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You see how things has come back,
And if
yeah?
you put it on, fall asleep and get the
Right,
music still going.
right. Do you think that the artists have to work harder now, or as you go along, you just have to play it by ear?
Well, work is work, huh? Work is work. There's no easy work, you know. There's no easy work. I think now with the kind of competition that, you know, it's a very competitive business that we're in. And like life, only the strong will survive, you know. So you have to get in there into the studio, you know, and we always in the morning have to get up and write and work hard so that when you put out your material, you know, John Public, you know, would really appreciate it. And because, I mean, that's what you're making music for. You know, I hear lots of artists say they just do music, they don't care, they don't like it as a business. But I mean, that's the people who you're making music for. You make music for John Public, and if, you know, so you have to try and please them. And in that effort, you know, it will always be hard work, you know, to get out there and make sure that when you get on stage, you know, you really entertain the people who pay money to see you. When they go to the record store and they purchase a record, they must feel and know that, you know, they spend money behind a good product. You know, so it's always a constant struggle to get the best out of yourself. You know?
Is there any feeling of insecurity in this very fickle business of show business and soca music, as far as you are concerned?
Well, if there's any insecurity with any artist, it must come from yourself. You know, because you must know who you are, your capabilities, and you must also know your shortcomings. You know. But with me, I don't think there's no insecurity. I think I know what I do. I love what I do, and I love who I do it for. So I'm happy.
And the soca music, as far as you're concerned, let's look at back in Trinidad for the season 1997. Do you think it continues to be on the right track? Do you think it is changing? We see what is coming out of Barbados. Do you think it's taken another turn, or do you think it's just a matter of history just playing out itself?
Change is inevitable. Change is something you must have, and not only in music, not only in soca music, in all types of music, you must go through change. Because if the calypso business or the calypso music, if there was no change over the past few years, then I would start to get worried. Because if it's not changing, I mean it's stagnant. If it's stagnant, it's on its way out. But the mere fact that it's changing and people are trying new styles, they're mixing soca with reggae. You have raga soca, you have rap soca, you have chutney, you have ring bang, you have there's a long list. The list goes on and on, which only goes to show that people are taking a serious look at the music and going home and doing their homework and researching and trying different styles. And if you could remember, do you remember home in Trinidad? You know, like 3-4 days before Christmas, how your house used to look topsy-turvy, you know, everything in a mess.
Curtains and all
Curtain
that. And all
down,
that.
everybody painting,
Right.
place in a mess. But when you go to that same person's house Christmas morning, it's a different place. Everything is all put away and looking so nice and dandy. And I think that is exactly what's happening with soca music right now. We're going through a lot of changes and it would appear to look topsy-turvy and, you know, in total chaos. But that is good because it's change. And trust me, when Christmas morning comes for soca music, it's going to be such a nice thing that the whole world going to stand and marvel. And I think the world is ready for new music. And I think the music is soca music.
Okay, and what about the indigenous Kaisuna? Okay, for instance, you know, I heard a CD the other day with Pretender. Pretender was singing one of his old-time Kaisos, and within that Kaiso there was a guy doing a dub rap.
Right.
Interesting.
You learn the game from those who play before. The Pretenders, the Kitcheners, the Sparrows, the Growling Tiger, the Roaring Lion. These are the people you learn from. It would change as it go along the years, but the foundation of the music, that is where it come from. You know, and if you could take that old school, so to speak, and mix it with Butter Resistance, doing some rap so on top of it, that is all good. It's all good, you know, because again, we're trying different styles and it's gonna work. It's working so far. You know, it's working so far.
Been a pleasure.
Same here.
All right.